Hey everybody, I just woke up, so no makeup, no none of that really. I had needed to take a nap. I hope everybody's Saturday is going well. I told you guys yesterday that I was going to come on today so we can read Proverbs. Finally, that's what I've been waiting for. So I'm not sure who's all going to come on, but happy Saturday and good weekend to everybody. A lot of people may have to catch it on the replay. It's fine. I just still wanted to come on and upload. So yesterday we finished our John series. I hope y'all can hear me. It's really hot outside, so of course I have the air conditioner on. Um, and I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I hope you can, but um, we're gonna try to do like 1 to 2 proverbs a day. And we're gonna start today with our book of Proverbs. I'm gonna open up for any prayers. Anybody have any prayer requests? You guys can always email me. Um, lovecare243yahoo.com, or you can put it in the chat or in the comments. We're going to read Proverbs 1 today. I just wanted to open up for prayer. If anybody was going to come on or those listening. And then we're going to play that game that I was telling you guys about all week. The game, well, actually, the game I've been telling you guys about since last week. We're going to play that game after we read our Proverbs. So this is probably not going to be a long um, broadcast, but I still want to keep my word and come on. Today has been kind of chill for me. I went on the road once, and then came right back to the house. Just kind of been inside, reading my Bible, praying, giving God, what I'm going through personally, and just, being real and raw before Him with my situation. That, and I cleaned up, I did laundry, make sure justice was okay and things like that. And I finally was able to take me a nap. I slept for like maybe an hour and a half, so that was good. And I probably woke up maybe 3 or 4 times to talk to justice of that. So like I actually slept well. But my day's been good. And my day tomorrow, Lord's will, probably just gonna go to church, or I take him to the park. We ended up not going today. Take him to the park, or maybe Chuck E. Cheese, something like that. And guys, we will do our walk. If we don't do our walk tomorrow, we'll do our walk Monday. Okay, so we're on that. So, Lord, thank you for this time. Touch minds and hearts. You know what each of us need. You know each of us are going through. Touch everybody connected to this channel that may listen to this video. Touch them in their lives in a personal, special way. And God bless this time that we're doing in you. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so guys, today we're going to read Proverbs 1. I'm coming from the New Living Translation. Trying to get this thing off. I'm coming from the New Living Translation. You guys can come from where you want to come from. We may read Proverbs 1 and 2 today, and then pick up 3 and 4 tomorrow, or just 3. There are going to be some days where I may just read one chapter, and there will be some days where I may just read 2 chapters, because it only has 31 chapters total. So, because you guys know, next month we're going to be kicking off the book of Acts. We're going to be reading about Acts in December 11th or the 15th, somewhere around that time. So between now and then, we're going to be reading Proverbs, and that's it. So the purpose of Proverbs, verses 1 through 7, says, these are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. 2, their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline. So somebody may say, well, what's the meaning of Proverbs? What's the purpose of a Proverbs? And if you know, we just finished reading John, and Jesus was always talking in like parables and riddles, kind of like a proverb. So it says that their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, right? I'm sorry, y'all. To help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. 4. These proverbs will give insight to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young, right? So there's a lot that comes with Proverbs, right? We're reading about it. You get wisdom, you get discipline, you get, understanding insights of the wise. Uh, People are being taught to live disciplined and successful lives. And it also helps us, it helps people to do what is right, to do what is just, to do what is fair. If a person is simple or young, it's giving them insight if they're simple, and if they're young, it's giving them knowledge and discernment, right? Because oftentimes what we do or don't do in our younger years equal what path or where we're going to go down later on in our older years. God always gives us grace and mercy, but if we can try to get it together, like, okay, let's say you made a mistake, I made a mistake, we all make mistakes, but then we want to do better. We don't want to keep repeating the cycle. We want to do better, right? And then it's going to help us with knowledge and discernment as we walk in that good path, right? So 5. So let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser, right? Let those with understanding receive guidance, right? So there's so many great beneficial things that come with, the proverbs, right? So 6, by exploring the meaning in these proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. So 7, so fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline, right? So now we're going to talk about a father's exhortation, acquire wisdom, and that's going to be verses 8 through 19. Hi to whoever just joined. How is your Saturday going? We're on Proverbs 8. Proverbs 8. Hi, Miss Cheryl. God bless you. Happy Saturday. You have any prayer requests? You can put them in the chat. But today we're kicking off our Proverbs series, and then we're going to play the game that I was telling you guys about afterwards. Yep, so right now we're on, we just read about the purpose of Proverbs, and now we're on a father's exhortation, acquire wisdom. So we're on Proverbs 1, verse 8. So it says, my child, listen when your father corrects you. Don't neglect your mother's instruction. What you learn, 9, what you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck. 10, my child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. 11, they may say, come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone. Just for fun, let's ambush the innocent, right? 12, let's swallow them alive like the grave. And then in the bottom it says like Sheol. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. 13, think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff we take. 14, come throw in your lot with us. We'll all share the loot, right? So we may see people like that now, and we're like, wow, this person has a reprobate mind, or they a crazy mind, or what spirit is inside of them. And it's like, it didn't just start now, right? It's been happening. This has been going on, right? So 15, Proverbs 1:15, my child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. 16, they rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. 17, if a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away, right? 18, but these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. 19, such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. It robs them of life. And I can totally relate to that. Proverbs 1:19, that only it will rob you of life, for real, for real. So Proverbs 1:20 to 33 is talking about wisdom shouts in the streets, right? So wisdom shouts in the streets. She cries out in the public square. 21, she calls to the crowds along the main street, to those gathered in front of the city gate. 22, how long, you simpletons, will you insist on being simple-minded? How long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge? This is what wisdom is saying, right? So 23, come and listen to my counsel. I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. 24, I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. 25, you ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. 26, so I will laugh when you are in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtakes you. 27, when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you. 28, when they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me. I'm going to see, guys, if I can flip this camera and we can be reading, continue to read and go into 2. I never tried it before while I was on the live. Let me see if it'll do it, and then I'll flip it back. Okay, so I'm going to try to do it like this while I'm reading, and then I'll flip it back. So, so we're on 27, just so you guys could read along too. So when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you, when they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me. For they hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complacency. But all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear or of harm. So now we're going to read the second one, and we're just going to read Proverbs 1 and 2 today. And then we'll pick up 3 another video. So 2, but I just wanted to turn it so you guys could read it as well. So the benefits of wisdom. My child, listen to what I say. And guys, I'm sorry if it's like a little highlighted. I had read this some time ago, and I was highlighting, I was taking notes. So hopefully you guys can still read what it says. So the benefits of wisdom. So my child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures, right? These are the benefits of wisdom. So then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge of God. For the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He grants a treasure of common sense to the honest. He is a shield to those who walk with integrity. He guards the paths of the just and protects those who are faithful to him. Okay, then you will understand what is right, just, and fair, and you will find the right way to go. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. Wise choices will watch over you. Understanding will keep you safe. 12. Wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. These men turn from the right way to walk down dark paths. They take pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Their actions are crooked, and their ways are wrong. 16. Wisdom will save you from the immoral woman, from the seductive words of the promiscuous woman. She has abandoned her husband and ignores the covenant she made before God. Entering her house leads to death. It is the road to the grave. The man who visits her is doomed. He will never reach the paths of life. 20. Follow the steps of good men instead, and stay on the paths of the righteous. 21. For only the godly will live in the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. 22. But the wicked will be removed from the land, and the treacherous will be uprooted. So I'm going to turn it back, but that's our Proverbs 1 and 2 today. And now I want us to play the game that I was telling you guys about. So I was telling you guys about the game last week, and then I was telling you guys about the game, I think, this week too. And now we're going to play it because this is a short video, so we have time to play it. So I'm sorry, hold on a second. I'm going to write a word. How the game works is I'm going to give you guys a word, right? I'm going to give you guys some words, and it's not Like the first thing that comes to your mind when you see the word is what you would put in the chat, or it's what you would say, right? So, and then like I'm going to show you some other words, and the first thing that comes to your mind is like what you would say, what comes to your mind, right? And then I'm going to show you the words that I showed you before again, right? I may mix them up, and I'm going to see if you're going to say the same thing that came to your mind, or if you're going to change your answer, right? So that's our little game. I don't know what it's called, but I play this all the time by myself. I think I played it with you guys one day on the live on a Saturday when I took Justice to the park. I didn't play it with you, but I asked you what was your definition of a few things. One of them was what was your definition of love. So bear with me 1 second because I got to write it out. And we're going to play our game today. I don't know what it's going to be called, but we'll try to play this game so many times out the week or so many times out the month. And I'll switch up different words, or you guys can give me different topics and things like that. But hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I want to write it out, okay? So I'm going to write out some words, and you guys give me your thoughts about it. We'll maybe do like maybe 12 or 13 words. And they're just going to be random words. And you tell me like the first thing that comes to your mind. I already wrote out 4 so far. Okay. Okay, so I got one more to write, and then we're going to play. Okay, so I am going to, and Miss Cheryl, you can put in the chat whatever comes to your mind, or those catching the replay. If you guys want to leave in the comments, you guys could leave the first thing that comes to your mind. So I'm going to shuffle it. I'm going to shuffle them. I'm going to shuffle them. Okay, and they're just random words that came to me as I was writing. And then I'm going to we're going to play this. So I'm going to switch the camera back, y'all, okay, so y'all can see the words. And I'll also give y'all my definition of the word, the first thing that comes to my mind, okay? So the first word is faith. First thing that comes to my mind when I hear faith is fear. Am I going to choose faith or fear? So first thing that comes to my mind when I hear faith is fear. That's the first thing. So the first word is faith. Next word is love. First thing that comes to my mind when I hear love is unconditional. So Miss Cheryl said goodness. Amen. She said goodness in heart. I like that. So faith represents goodness and love represents the heart. I love that. So our next word is growth. First thing that comes to my mind when I think about the word growth is change. It's change. And our next word is progress. When I hear about progress, the first word that comes to my mind, progress, is like acceleration, like you're going higher. So Miss Cheryl said for growth, upward mobility. That's great. And then our next one is progress. Moving. I like that. She said moving. So our next word is abandonment. It's abandonment. First thing that comes to my mind when I hear abandonment is rejection. Like rejected, rejection. Miss Cheryl said alone. And the next word is fear. My first thing when I'm thinking about fear is actually faith. That's weird, isn't it? Like when I saw faith, I seen fear. But then when I see fear, I see faith. I don't know if that's crazy, but that's the first thing that came to my mind with fear. And Miss Cheryl said scared. Yeah, that's a good one. And then the next one is envy. The first word that comes to my mind is jealousy. Even though I know envy and jealousy are two things, two different things, they both operate in the same kind of spirit. Yeah, me too. I felt the same way, Miss Cheryl. Jealous, like someone that's envious is jealous. And our next word is smile or smiling. Um, the first thing that comes to my mind is choice, because we have a choice to smile or to allow certain situations or people to determine if they're going to allow us to keep our smile or not keep our smile. So the first thing that came to mind was choice. I thought I was going to say something like teeth or face, but first one that came to my mind was choice. So Miss Cheryl said joy. That's good. I love your mindset, Miss Cheryl. I love it. So the next one is rapture. First word that comes to my mind is Christ, like Christ coming. Christ coming. And I had thought about another one. Um, I was thinking about that song, Rapture of Love, by is that by Miss Anita Baker? But the first one that came to my mind, the first person was Christ. And Miss Cheryl said caught up. I'm sorry, guys. I gave two answers for that. I lost the point. I'm sorry. The next one is life. First word that comes to my mind is liberty. You have life, you have liberty. You're free to live, and you're free to have life and enjoy your life. You have the liberty to choose which kind of life you want to live, I guess, and how you want your life to be. So when I see life, I just think about liberty. And then Cheryl said freedom. Yes, that's beautiful too. I agree. And then our next one is going to be change. When I see change, I think about promotion. That's the first word that comes to my mind. Promotion with change. Because it's like if you didn't, excuse me, like if you didn't have to change, like change represents if you're going to stay on this level or go up a level. Because like if you stay on this level, you'll just stay on this level, but then there's a possibility that you can descend. But if you change and go up a level, you're constantly growing and being elevated. Michelle said different direction. I like that. It's like it's like this. It's like it's like I know I just drew that kind of ugly, but it's like which way are we gonna go? So that's a good word, Miss Cheryl. So our next one is friendships. First word that comes to my mind with friendships is family. Because I've told you guys that, I have friends that are not family, and I have family that are not friends. But I just think about friendships. In that scripture in the Bible that says that a brother is born for the day of adversity. There's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Like that scripture, I just probably said it wrong. I think that's in Proverbs too. Miss Cheryl said bond. Yep. And then our next one is money. First word that comes to my mind is greed, like greed or lust. Greed. That doesn't mean that that's what it represents, but that's just the first one that comes to my mind. Miss Cheryl said wealth. That's a good way to look at it. And then the next one is seasons. First word that comes to my mind is change, like the seasons change. And then like seasons grow you, so growth, but change for seasons is what came to my mind. Miss Cheryl said transition. And before I mix them back up and see if you have the same answers, I'm gonna like put them, I'm gonna go through the words again, but I'm gonna ask, like on a scale of 1 to 5, what, like what are you going through with this particular area right now? 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. So seasons right now for me, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, I would say the season that I'm in right now is about a 3 or a 4, because I feel like I haven't yet learned everything I need to out of this season or shifted from this season to my next season. But I know I'm not on the 1 because I'm much better than where I was like maybe a year or 10 months ago or 5 months ago. So Miss Cheryl said a 5. That's good, Miss Cheryl. In our next one, we're going back to money. Money right now for me, I would say is a 3. It's in the middle. It's not the highest and it's not the lowest. I'm much better than where I was before. I'm grateful for the provision, but I know I haven't seen everything that I need to see, and I'm still believing God for more. So I'll say for me right now, that's a 3. Miss Cheryl said a 2. Okay, our next one, let me mix these up, guys, because um, just so we can mix them up. Growth is our next one. I would say I'm actually on the 4.5, 5 for growth. This season that I'm in is one of the most painful seasons that I've been in my experience with Christ. Like I told you guys, these last 10 months have been very, very challenging and painful. But I've been growing a lot and producing a lot of good fruit and being more intimate with God. Miss Cheryl said a 6. That's beautiful, Miss Cheryl. Um, yeah, so it's growth. And I would say for me, that's where I am. I feel I am growing. That's a good thing. Yeah, because it's going back to when we're reading John with that kernel of wheat dying in the ground. You know, it's gonna produce much more when it dies. So progress from 1 to 5, I would say I'm on a 5, a high 5 of progression, because I'm progressing in spiritually, definitely. I'm progressing in my relationships. I'm progressing in myself. I'm progressing in school. I'm progressing with my business. I'm progressing with me as a person, progressing in my motherhood, and progressing in life. And I feel like I'm making progression in this season with God, even though I don't understand everything I'm going through or why I have to go through certain things I'm going through. But I would say a 5. Michelle said a 5. That's good. So we're going back to, okay, Justice, I'm sorry. We're going back to change. Oh, I have a 2-part answer for this. I would say with change, I'm on a like 2.5, 3. 2.5, 3. Like certain things that God is trying to get me to see right now that maybe I don't understand. And it's hard to see it that way. It's like a 2.5, 3. But, and like other things, but like spiritually, I would say like it's a higher number. Michelle said a 4. That's good. And the next one is friendships. Friendships, I would say I'm on like a 4 or 5. I keep it like a very small circle. I'm very reserved. I really don't have a lot of friends. Not because I don't, you know, have a lot of friends. It's just I'm very secluded and I'm very reserved. I'm careful with who I call a friend, even though I have a lot of good friends, people that I've grown up with or people that I've made friends over the years, and the people in the body of Christ. But I'm very selective with friendships. So that's the number that I'll give. Miss Cheryl said a 2. Yeah. Next for me, rapture. Um, I'm gonna look at this spiritually, not like Jesus rapturing us up, even though He will one day. For those that still left behind and haven't passed yet, I'm gonna look at this spiritually, like God rapturing me from this level that I'm on to my next level. I would say that I'm on a 4.5, 5. because I'm getting better with surrendering more to Him and allowing Him to have His way, even though it's uncomfortable with certain things and I don't like it. I would say that's my answer. Miss Cheryl said a five. And life, if I could give this a 10, I would give it a 10. I would just say five. I feel like I'm living my best life. I feel like the best is yet to come for me. When I look back on where I was to where I am now, I feel like I'm on like 1,000, man. You know, I feel like I'm on 100. But 1 to 5, I say a high five. Miss Cheryl said a five. That's great, Miss Cheryl. Um, faith is the next one. I would say my faith is a high five. I would say my faith is a high five. It's been tested, it's been scratched, it's been challenged, and it seems like God still be having certain surprises and surprise tests for me with that, and it's constantly being tested and challenged. So I would say a five. It's uncomfortable and I don't like it, but I know I'm growing and I'm in the Lord's will, and I will see why I have to go through what I'm going through. Miss Cheryl said a seven. That's good, Miss Cheryl. Love, I would say right now, like a 3 or 4 for me. A 3 or 4 personally. But like with my relationship with God, it's a five. But like personally, I would say like a 3 or 4. For abandonment, I don't really have a number for abandonment. I would say 4. I really don't have any feelings of abandonment. I mean, I did in certain seasons with certain people, but I had to again look at them like the math system, and I kind of had to go through that season to learn. But I don't feel abandoned in this season. I know God is with me, He's working in me, so I really don't feel anything negative from Him or people. I'm kind of okay. Miss Cheryl said it too. Fear, I would say mine's with fear. I'm clear with fear. There was a time where fear had a grip on me, but God allowed that those things to be broken off of me, and even like things that still need to be broken, He's allowed to still be broken off, because we know fear gives way to torment, and perfect love casts out fear. In 2 Timothy 1:7, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So I'll say I'm better with fear. I don't really know which number I'm on right now, but I know that I'm better. Miss Cheryl said it too. Um, envy, I would say a 3. I wouldn't really say that I'm envious or jealous of anyone, but like the people that are like in my life are connected to me, I'll say like it's not a 1 and it's not a 5. It's like right in the middle. He's showing me a lot of them, um, showing me how to pray for some, showing me how to listen for some of them. So I really don't have a number for that right now because I really don't feel like jealous or envious of anyone. I have had times in my past where I probably felt that way, but that was because I didn't really know who I was in God or what God was really doing in me, but I don't feel that way. Like I'm happy for everybody I'm connected to. I want everybody that I'm connected to win. Like I want all of us to do well. So I don't have those feelings. I'm like past that stage. So I don't really have a number for that. Miss Cheryl said 4. Smiling. I would say mine is like a 3. Like, and then it gets to like a 4 or 5, but like right now it's like a 3 because of the different challenges and things. But then like when I refocus and I like spend that time in God and I focus on my goals, or like I really analyze the situation for what it is, it goes up. That's good. Miss Cheryl said a 9. She said she's always smiling. That's great, Miss Cheryl. So yep, that's our game, guys. I was gonna mix it up again and see that we still have the same answers, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think this was a good game. Miss Cheryl, what do you think about it? And we'll play again. This one bump, I need to like do my fish again, but yeah, like that. We'll play again. I'm gonna let us try to play that. Maybe she said I enjoyed it. Nice, and thank you for playing too. I'm gonna try to have us play like maybe a couple times out the week, or we can play a couple times out the week. Um, and Good. But before I had came on here, guys, I didn't announce this at the beginning. But I had wanted to give away 2 gift bag sets today from my boutique. I wanted to give one for a male and one for a female. Excuse me, and I didn't want to announce it at the beginning. I wanted to announce it at the end. So, Miss Cheryl, you'll be the one that gets the gift bag set for the woman. I may have to ship it to you. Um, and you'll get it like before a week. I'll ship it before a week. I'm going to ship it to you. So yep, I'll get your contact information from the I'll email you and get your contact information. And then if there's a guy that's watching or one of the subscribers that's a guy, you could just leave in the comments that you want to be the one to get the gift bag set. This is only valid for today, so it's good up until midnight. So I had wanted to do something nice. You guys know I've been doing the giveaways at the boutique. February is going to be 2 years that I've been consistent with it, with the online store and having it out when I was at my apartment and things like that, and really been dedicated and consistent with it, even though I was supposed to do it a long time ago. But so that's my gift to you guys today. Make sure I said you'd be, but yeah, I'm gonna ship you a gift bag set, and then the guy can choose what he wants. And Miss Cheryl, what you can do is you can actually go on my website. If you go to the About tab of this channel, it'll give you the website, and you can pick whatever gift bag set you want. Like you can send it to me today, which one you want. Some of them don't have item names. I forgot. Some of them have item names here in my storage where I have them, but you can pick which one you want. The price, if you tell me the price of it and the color, or like the theme and the color, I'll know which one you're talking about, and then I'll take it off the website and I'll put it to the side and I will mail it to you within a week or less than a week. This the person that the male that's going to get the gift bag set can also email me which one. Well, it's only one available for the man. I have to restock, and I'll send it to you. Send me your information. It's good only until midnight, so make sure you email me today, whoever that guy is. But before I close off, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm probably gonna go back and rest a little bit. Probably catch up on some reading. Miss Cheryl said I will let you choose. Okay, I'll do that. I'll choose. Um, you guys have any questions? Make sure you have any questions, anything you want to say, anything that stood out to you on today's broadcast, or anything you want to share or say. You can put it in the chat, and you guys catching the replay can also put it in the chat or in the comments, and I'll make a note in my journal to send off this before the next week or within a week. I will send you an email today. Okay, Miss Cheryl, I'll be looking forward to it. I'm going to be looking forward to it. Okay, well, I'm going to close out, guys. I'm going to try to be back on tomorrow afternoon. If I'm not on tomorrow afternoon, you guys know, Lord's will, I'll definitely be on Monday morning. But I love you guys. I hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. And Miss Cheryl, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll be looking forward to your email. And have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. God bless.